Very good afternoon to my dear students. First of all, I welcome you into my YouTube channel and 11maths. I hope all are fine and in a good health and you are doing your studies very nicely and smoothly. Okay. Whatever with the topic I have completed, I hope that you have gone through this and you have complete your preparation regarding this particular topic. So last few classes I have taken on the particular topic that is called what? Principle of Mathematical Induction. So continue with this. Today I am going to solve few questions related to your exercise 4.1 of NCERT textbook. Okay. So this is a very nice question, and see, the question is that you are going to prove that 1 into 2 into 3 plus 2 into 3 into 4. In this way pattern will be there. Then last term will be n into n plus 1 n plus 2. So you see there is a difference. Every terms, first 1, then 2, then 3. So term are increasing by what? 1. Okay. So yes, product में क्या देखो, this 1, then it is 1 plus 1, then it is 1 plus 2. Similarly, last term will be n, then n plus 1, then n plus 2. The result will be n into n plus 1 into n plus 2 divided by into n plus 3 divided by 4. What is n? n is a नेचुरल नंबर. ओके, n इज ए नेचुरल नंबर. ठीक है, उस प्रॉब्लम को हम सॉल्व करेंगे. सो लेट अस सपोज दैट दिस पर्टिकुलर स्टेटमेंट इज Pn. सपोज दिस इज व्हाट Pn. वी सपोज दैट दिस इज व्हाट Pn. ओके, Pn इज द गिवन स्टेटमेंट. ओके, एंड यू कैन राइट लेट Pn बी द गिवन स्टेटमेंट. You suppose that the given statement is what? Pn. तो Pn is what? ये बन गया. ठीक है, अभी क्या करें? What is the rule? फिर रूल को एक बार फिर रिविजन करें. First you prove that the statement is true for what? 1. And then next step is what? You are to suppose that it is true for what? K. What is K? K is what? Lying between what? 1 and n. And then you are to prove that it is true for what? K plus 1. Okay. So many of you sometimes asked me that sir, why K and then why K plus 1. So you first you prove that initially it is this given statement is true for first natural number. True for what? First natural number. And then suppose that it is true for any natural number what? K. What is K? K starting from 1. Okay. And then immediately you prove that for the next natural number K plus 1 it is also true. Okay. If you suppose that, if you prove that it is true for 1, then if you suppose that K equal to 1, then after taking it is already proved for K equal to 1, then by this sequence after taking it is true for K, and if you prove that it is true for K plus 1, then by sequence what? If it is true for 1, then it is true for 2. तो फिर 2 को इधर रिप्लेस करेंगे, because it is already true for 2, we have proved that. So next it is true for what? 3. Then it is proof for 3. So 3 इधर आ जाएगा, फिर ये कंटिन्यू चलता रहेगा. ठीक है, एंड देन इट इज़ 3, देन इट इज़ 4, देन अगेन ये इधर 4 होगा, देन इट इज़ 5. इन दिस वे ये जो सीक्वेंस चलता रहेगा, ये जो सीक्वेंस पैटर्न जो है ये चलता रहेगा. एंड फाइनली व्हाट हैपन, योर पर्टिकुलर स्टेटमेंट विल बी ट्रू फॉर ऑल द नेचुरल नंबर. ये कंटिन्यूअस प्रोसेस चलता रहेगी. सो व्हेन एवर इट इज़ ट्रू फॉर 3, तो 3 को पिकअप करके हम K के जगह में ले आएंगे, वहाँ में 4 हो जाएगी, फिर 4 को इधर पिकअप करेंगे, देन इधर 5 होगा, देन 5 कम्स, देन 6, ये चलता रहेगा. ठीक है, तो दिस इज़ द पर्टिकुलर कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ प्रिंसिपल ऑफ मैथमेटिकल इंडक्शन. ठीक है, सो 1 के लिए ट्रू करें. 1 मीन्स व्हाट? देयर आर हाउ मेनी टर्म्स? n टर्म्स. 1 2 अप टू n टर्म्स. So जब हम n equal to 1 कहेंगे, only we are thinking about what this term. For n is equal to 1, left hand side क्या है? So because in this statement of Pn there is a left hand side as well as right hand side. So left hand side is equal to 1 into 2 into 3 equal to what? 6. And what is right hand side? If you put the value in the right hand side, you get 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 divided by 4. So ये कैंसिल होगा, अल्टीमेटली व्हाट 6. So therefore left hand side is equal to what? Left hand side is equal to what? Right hand side. Okay, that is, you can say P1 is true. So you can easily say that P1 is true. Now you suppose that let Pk is true. What is K? K is a natural number and K lies between 1 and n. Okay, Pk is true means what? What you understand? Pk means what? Left hand side क्या होगा? 1 into 2 into 3 plus 2 into 3 into 4 plus dot dot dot, and ये क्या होगा? K into K plus 1 into K plus 2 equal to right hand side क्या होगा? Right hand side will be K into K plus 1, K plus 2, K plus 3 divided by what? 4. So this is what we suppose that Pk is true means what? This is equal to this is true. So it is number one relation. This is what? Number one relation. Now by supposing Pk is true, you are going to prove that it is true for K plus 1. That means you are going to prove that Pk plus 1 is also true. Okay. Now we shall prove that Pk plus 1 is also true. That is what you are going to prove, that you are to prove that Pk plus 1 is also true means you are to prove that 1 into 2 into 3 plus 2 into 3 into 4 plus dot dot dot. इस k के जगह में क्या आएगी? k plus 1. Then this k is replaced by k plus 1. तो ये क्या होगा? k plus 2. Then it will be what? k plus 3. ओरिजिनल स्टेटमेंट में जो है n के जगह में n can be replaced by k plus 1. Original statement में n is replaced by what? K plus 1. You will get this result. Okay, and similarly right hand side क्या होगा? If n is replaced by k plus 1, this will be k plus 1, this will be k plus 2, this will be k plus 3, and this will be k plus 4 divided by what? 4. Okay, so this is you are going to prove. ये अगर आप प्रूफ कर ले तो आप क्या कह सकते हो? Pk plus 1 is true. Okay, now take left hand side. आप लेफ्ट हैंड साइड ले ले. This is your left hand side. Okay, this is the left hand side. Left hand side is equal to, you can write 1 into 2 into 3 plus 2 into 3 into 4 plus what is the term that is it is called what? Predecessor, or you can say that is उससे पहले वाला जो टर्म है, जो टर्म लास्ट टर्म, this is the last term, इसका प्रीवियस जो टर्म है, what is the previous term? This term will be this one. Okay, k into k plus 1 into k plus 2, and this is the last term, k plus 1 into k plus 2 into k plus 3. ठीक है, this is your the last term and this is the term previous to this. Okay, समझ में आ रहा है? तो आप देखिए इस डिफरेंस क्या है, उस टर्म और उस टर्म के डिफरेंस देखिए. इफ दिस इज 1, दिस इज 2, if it is 2, this is 3. Now this is k, this is k plus 1, k plus 1 then k plus 2, k plus 2 then k plus 3. So this term should be the previous term of this particular term. ओके, उस टर्म का क्या होगा? इस टर्म का क्या होगा? प्रीवियस टर्म होगी. अप टू दिस लेवल, फ्रॉम हियर टू हियर, यू कैन यूटिलाइज दिस रिलेशन नंबर 1. ये रिलेशन नंबर यूज़ करके यू कैन राइट दिस. क्लियर एवरीबॉडी? सो फ्रॉम हियर यू कैन राइट use this k into k plus 1, k plus 2 into k plus 3 divided by what? 4 plus k plus 1, k plus 2 into k plus 3. Okay, so you write here using 1, using the relation 1. Okay, now from these two relation, from these two term, you observe that k plus 1, k plus 2, k plus 3, k plus 1, k plus 2, k plus 1 into k plus 2 into k plus 3, and this term are same. So you can take common k plus 1 into k plus 2 into k plus 3 कॉमन फ्रॉम बोथ दिस टर्म, दोनों टर्म से कॉमन ले सकते हो. इसमें क्या रह जाएगी? k by 4 and here will be only 1. Okay, so ultimately it is k plus 1, k plus 2, k plus 3, and if you take LCM it will be what? K plus 4. Understood? And finally you are getting k plus 1 into k plus 2 into k plus 3 into k plus 4 divided by what? 4. I hope you are understanding. Okay, which is your right hand side? Which is equal to what? Right hand side. You can say it is equal to what? Right hand side. Ultimately we take left hand side of this particular expression and get what? Right hand side. So left hand side is equal to right hand side means what? This one is what? This particular relation is what? True. This particular relation is what? क्या होगा? True हो जाएगी. होगा कि नहीं? And if this particular relation is true, then we can say that pk plus 1 is true. So final statement you write like that. You have to write final statement as okay. Final statement you write therefore pk plus 1 is also true whenever pk is true. Pk is true. Therefore, by principle of mathematical induction, the given statement is true for all n belongs to what? N. Okay, so finally this is our conclusion. Okay, so I have observed that in this particular question many calculations are there, little bit lengthy questions, but there is no huge concept are there, only simple concept, that is you have to prove that it is true for 1 and suppose that it is true for k, and you are going to prove that it is true for k plus 1, and finally you conclude that. Only you have to be sincere in calculations. If you do like that, this type of problem is not a huge problem for you. Okay, so hope that you understand this problem. Let us moving ahead with the next question. In this question you see you are going to prove that 1 by 2.5 2 into 5 plus 1 by 5 into 8, and this is the term in this pattern, and last term is 1 by 3n minus 1 into 3n plus 2 equal to what? N by 6n plus 4. What is n? N is a natural number. Okay, this is given, you are going to prove it. Okay, difference between these two term, ये दोनों term के difference क्या है? 3 है. 8 minus 5 3, 11 minus 8 is 3, and if you subtract this term from here, 3n plus 2 minus this, you will get the difference is what? 3 also. Okay, this is called the first term, second term, third term, and this is what? Nth term, n number term. There are n terms given and their sum is equal to what? N by 6n plus 4. You are going to prove that by mathematical principle of mathematical induction. Okay, so let us suppose that your statement is Pn be the given statement. You write Pn be the given statement. Okay, and first you are to prove that for n is equal to what? 1. What is left hand side? There are left hand side as well as what? Right hand side. So left hand side क्या हो रहा है? Only this term, because for n is equal to 1 there will be only one term in the left hand side, and that term will be 1 by 2.5. So left hand side is equal to 1 by 2 into 5, which is equal to what? 10. 1 by 10. And right hand side is equal to what? Right hand side is what? If you put n 1, then 6 into 1 plus 4 equal to what? 1 by 10. Therefore left hand side is equal to what? Right hand side. Left hand side is equal to what? Right hand side. That is P1 is true. So क्या हो गया? For n is equal to 1 the statement is true. Now suppose that let Pk is true, where k belongs to what? N, and 1 less than equal than k less than equal than n. This statement I have repeated in many problems. That is Pk is true means what? 1 by 2 into 5 plus 1 by 5 into 8 plus dot 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 final what? 1 by n can be replaced by k. Okay, is equal to right hand side क्या होगा? n is replaced by what? k 6k plus 4. So there is nothing in this particular problem. When Pk is true, you have to replace n by what? K only. Understood? So this is equal to this. It is already true. This is relation number 1. Okay. Now we are going to prove that the statement is true for n is equal to what? K plus 1. Okay. N is equal to what? K plus 1. That is, we have to prove that, or we shall prove that Pk plus 1 is also true. Pk plus 1 is also true. Okay, that is Pk plus 1 is true means what? First term is what? 1 by 2.5 or 2 into 5, 1 by 5 into 8 plus dot dot dot. लास्ट टर्म क्या होगा? लास्ट टर्म में इसमें k है तो इस जगह में क्या होगा? k प्लस 1 होगा. इफ़ यू रिप्लेस k बाई k प्लस 1 क्या होगा? 3 इंटू k प्लस 1 माइनस 1, एंड ये क्या होगा? 3 इंटू k प्लस 2 प्लस 2. आई थिंक ऐसा होगा. ये क्या होगा? 3 इंटू k plus 1 minus 1, and this term will be 3 into k plus 1 plus 2. Okay, थोड़ा सा कैलकुलेशन करें. क्या होगा? 3k plus 3 minus 1 means what? 3k plus 2 होगा, and it will be 3k plus 5 होगा. So last term will be 1 by 3k plus 2 into 3k plus 5, and before this term इसका previous जो term है, this previous term will be this one. ये होगा. ठीक है? Understood? And right hand side will be what? Will be the right hand side? Right hand side will be n can be replaced by k plus 1. If you replace n by k plus 1, what will be the result? This is k plus 1. इसमें अगर k plus 1 put करें क्या होगा? 6 into k plus 1 means 6k plus 6 plus 4. That means what? 6k plus 10. I hope you are understanding. Just calculation is required. 6k plus 10. Okay. This is you are going to prove. Okay. Now take left hand side of the particular expression. Left hand side is equal to, ये आपको प्रूफ करना है तो लेफ्ट हैंड साइड लीजिए. लेफ्ट हैंड साइड इज 1 by 2 into 5 plus 1 by 5 into 8 plus dot dot dot, and what is the term previous of this? इसका previous term क्या है? ये होगा. ओके, 1 by 3k minus 1 into 3k plus 2 plus 1 by 3k plus 2 into 3k plus 5. Hope you understand. This is your expression, and this expression can be written as this way. लेफ्ट हैंड साइड ऐसा लिख सकता हूँ because this is the last term and इसका previous term ये होगा. Understood? And now from here to here, applying what 1, you can replace by this result by k by 6k plus 4. So from here you can write k by 6k plus 4, and this term is up to this level, okay, and the last term is 1 by 3k plus 2 into 3k plus 5. So you write using 1, using the relation what 1, okay. Now see in this particular calculation what you will do, from this both the term you see you can write, you can take 2 common here. If you take 2 common, the inside क्या होगा 2 into 3k plus 2, yes or no? So here 3k plus 2 is a particular term, here 3k plus 2 is also there. So 1 by 3k plus 2, 1 by 3k plus 2 can be taken common. कॉमन लेंगे तो क्या होगा 1 by 3k plus 2 is taken common, and what will be remaining here k by what 2, and here it will be 1 by 3k plus 5. ठीक है. Now some LCMs is LCM to be taken and further calculation to be proceed. तो इसमें क्या होगा 1 by 3k plus 2, you take LCM here, it will be 2 into 3k plus 5, and it will ये क्या हो LCM लेने के बाद this one will multiply to this, means 3k square plus 5k, and this will be multiplied with plus 2, okay. Our aim is to get this. This one will 2 into 3k plus 2 into 3k plus 5, and इसको factorize कर सकता हो. How you do factorize 3k square plus 3k plus 2k plus 2. This one can be written as, you know, factorize 3k common, it will be k plus 1, and you take common 2, it is what k plus 1, and finally 3k plus 2 into what k plus 1. You can write this. So directly you write this expression is equal to this one, 3k plus 2 into k plus 1. So here you see you have to be very involved in solving such type of questions. Every time, anytime, in every step there is a calculation only, okay. Understood? So if you are systematically calculate, there will be no issue for you to solve such type of question. Now you can cancel this, and finally you will get numerator is equal to k plus 1, and denominator क्या होगा 6k plus 10, and which is equal to what, right hand side, okay. So final statement, you know how to write the final statement. You can write only therefore pk plus 1 is also true. Why true? Whenever pk is true. If pk is true, then you can prove that pk plus 1 is true, because using this condition we have to prove pk plus 1. Hence by principle of mathematical induction, the given statement is true for all natural number, okay. You finish the line like that, okay. So I have solved few questions, and I am not interested to solve more question in this particular topic, and I hope you will able to solve other questions also. This is the same pattern of questions. and in my syllabus there is a analysis. I told you there are some questions related to what inequality, क्या है inequality, ऐसा inequality है, and divisibility. Last few questions are there, and those questions you do not solve this particular question, no need to solve these questions because these are not in your syllabus, okay. And almost I have solved 5-6 questions in this particular chapter. You go through some question in example also, and whatever with the questions in the exercise में जो सारे questions है ये सारे questions solve करेंगे आप लोग, ठीक है, करके अब ये chapter को finish करेंगे. And I have finished this chapter. I have given the concept. I have solved few questions, give you some idea how to solve the particular questions of this type. Clear? ये सारी क्वेश्चन कैसे सॉल्व करना है, ये सारी एक डायरेक्शन मैंने दिया है, एक ways and means of how solving such type of problems by using the principle of mathematical induction. So from this few questions you already get an idea. So you solve all other questions remaining in the text, और एक्सरसाइज में जितनी क्वेश्चंस है सारे क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर लीजिए और आप कर सकते हैं, ये मेरे को उम्मीद है. और आई हैव ए कॉन्फिडेंस दैट यस एवरीवन कैन सॉल्व दिस क्वेश्चन. बट माय अपील टू ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स, प्लीज़ वॉच द वीडियो बिकॉज इट इज़ नॉट एन मोटिवेशनल वीडियो और समथिंग एल्स, उसको स्किप करके देख सकते हो. इट इज़ ए एक्टिविटी बेस्ड सब्जेक्ट. सो एक्टिविटी बेस्ड सब्जेक्ट की कोई स्टेप को आप छोड़ नहीं सकते, तो आप थोड़ा जाइए, पहला स्टेप कैसा हुआ, सेकेंड स्टेप कैसा हुआ, थर्ड स्टेप कैसा हुआ, इन दिस वे हाउ प्रॉब्लम इज सॉल्व, ओके. तो पूरी प्रॉब्लम को आप जब देखेंगे तो आपको समझ में आएगी और तब जाके आप बाकी क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर सकते हो. तो इसीलिए मैं आप लोगों को अपील करूँगा कि वॉच द वीडियोज़ फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग टू द एंड. ऐसा नहीं है कि बीच में छोड़ दे. मैथ्स में बीच में छोड़ के तो समझ में नहीं आएगा. ऐसा तो हिस्ट्री नहीं है सब्जेक्ट. इट इज़ नॉट ए हिस्ट्री और समथिंग एल्स. एंड पॉलिटिकल साइंस से आपने पहले कुछ पढ़ लिया, बाद में कुछ पढ़ लिया, एक आइडिया मिल गया, नो. सो इट इज़ एन एक्टिविटी, एवरी स्टेप टू बी अंडरस्टैंड, ओके. एक स्टेप के बाद दूसरा स्टेप आएगा, दूसरा स्टेप के बाद तीसरा स्टेप आएगा. सो ऑल द स्टेप टू बी गोन थ्रू, ओके. सो माई ऑब्जर्वेशन इज़ दैट मैनी ऑफ यू आर वॉचिंग, बहुत सारी है, बहुत सिंसियरली अच्छे से वीडियो देखते हो, लेकिन काफ़ी लोगों ने वीडियो वॉच नहीं करते. तो ये आप लोग कर लेना प्लीज़, आपके लिए अच्छा होगा, ठीक है. सो विद दिस फ्यू वर्ड्स आई कंक्लूड हियर. ऑल द बेस्ट. एंड काफ़ी इंटरेस्ट लेके पढ़ो. और जो क्या होती है, जब चीज़ में इंटरेस्ट आती है, कोई भी चीज़ हो, तो वहाँ में क्या होता है, इन्वॉल्वमेंट आती है. तो आप मैथ्स में इंटरेस्ट लेंगे तो आपका इन्वॉल्वमेंट आएगा, और इन्वॉल्वमेंट आएगा तो आपका क्या होगा, सब्जेक्ट का ऊपर कॉन्फिडेंस आएगा, ठीक है. ऑल द बेस्ट. हैव ए गुड डे. थैंक यू.